Sea Turtles, Ocean Nomads, Chapter 3. Here's a list of the vocabulary words for Chapter 3. Number 1 is knob. A baby sea turtle has a round lump on its head called a knob. Number 2, emerge. A moth will emerge from or come out of its cocoon. Number 3, apparently. When something is apparent, it seems to be possible. Number 4, repelled. The mosquito spray repelled the mosquitoes. It turned them away and kept them from biting me. Number 5, dunes. Rounded hills of sand are called dunes. Number 6, percentage. A percentage is a part or fraction of something. Number 7, determines. To determine means to decide. Number 8, significantly. When someone is significantly faster runner, he or she is much faster than anyone else. Depression. Heavy bricks can leave a depression or low spot in the ground. And number 10, deposits. When she deposits her money in the bank, she leaves it there for safekeeping. So for the vocabulary assignment, we're going to do the own the word. And I just want you to choose one of the vocabulary words today. So if you could write this somewhat like this paper looks in your notebook, you don't have to use the boxes and ovals, but just make sure you have a spot for the definition of the word that you've put in the box. So choose one of the vocab words, write the word in the box. The definition, like if you look it up in the dictionary, what does the word mean? You can also look in the dictionary to see the part of speech. So is it a noun, a verb, an adjective? See if you can find a synonym for that word, which means the same. See if you can find an antonym for that word, which means opposite. Please use this word in a sentence. And then please draw a picture to remind yourself of the word. Please take a picture of your work and put it on Seesaw or by email. Okay, so Chapter 3 has 3 questions. Please remember to answer the questions with complete sentences. So in the side column, entitled, Will I Be a Girl or a Boy?, the author states, for several species of sea turtles, perhaps all, the temperature of the sand that surround the nest determines if the turtles will become male or female. Now, what is factual about that statement? So which part of that statement is factual, and what is an opinion? What part of that statement is an opinion? So sometimes your sentences can be part fact, part opinion. And then number 2, the text on pages 23 and 25 tells about the work a mother turtle does in laying her eggs. What are some facts and what are some opinions noted in this section? Let's find 2 facts at least and 2 opinions at least. This is a review from last week. So remember, a fact is something that can be proven. An opinion is something you think, believe, or feel. And then number 3, the last paragraph on page 25 gives readers some signal words that the text in this paragraph is largely the opinion of researchers. So what signal words are clues that readers can use to find these opinions? And yes, I have a typo in that last word. It's supposed to say opinions, and it says opinios. Sorry about that. So see if you find some clue words. And remember, restate your question in your answer with complete sentences, please. All right, let's get on to the chapter. So Chapter 3 is called Time on Land. So sea turtles spend time in the sea, obviously, and on land. A sea turtle's time on land is short but crucial and very dangerous. A tough childhood. The first few days of a sea turtle's life are the most perilous. A tiny hawksbill turtle getting ready to hatch from its nest on Sipidon Island on a warm October night illustrates what baby turtles have to go through. After 2 months under the sand, it cracks out of its shell using a small knob on its head called an egg tooth. It stays hidden under the sand for a few more nights as about 100 siblings hatch all around it. Then they all begin digging frantically for the surface. They emerge at the same time in darkness. Their cue, apparently, is the cooling of the sand after the sun has set. Once they are on the surface, the hatchlings are attracted to the light on the ocean's horizon and repelled by the darkness of the towering sand dunes. Together they race toward the sea, flailing the sand with their oar-like flippers. Suddenly the air is filled with the flap of wings and the screech of seabirds. Birds, along with coconut crabs and lizards, carry off dozens of tiny turtles before they can reach the sea. Some of the silver dollar-sized hatchlings fall into footprints in the sand, trapping them until predators find them. A few head in the wrong direction, toward the lights of the new buildings behind the dunes. So here are some newly hatched sea turtles instinctively head toward the ocean. Some make it to the shoreline, where the waves scoop them up and carry them beyond the reach of land predators, but into the path of fish waiting just offshore. How many will survive? The chances of a hatchling ever making it to maturity are about 1 in 1,000. If even a few hatchlings live long enough to return to this beach 25 years later and lay eggs themselves, that is enough to renew the population. Mother at work. Only a few yards away from the stampeding hatchlings on Sipidon Island, a female green sea turtle crawls out of the surf onto the beach. Although she was agile under the sea, her 300-pound bulk makes her slow and clumsy on land. She moves by lifting her body up onto her 2 front flippers and shoving herself forward with the rear ones. Tears stream down her face, removing excess salt and clearing her eyes of sand. So before we finish that, I want to make sure we read, will I be a boy or girl or boy? This will help you answer question number 1. Remember, you're looking for what is factual about this statement. For several species of sea turtles, perhaps all the temperatures of the sand that surround the nest determines if the turtles will become male or female, and what is an opinion. For several species of sea turtles, perhaps all, the temperature of the sand that surrounds the nest determines if the turtles will become male or female. When temperatures turn out females, warm temperatures turn out females, cooler temperatures produce males. Egg nests that are buried deep in the sand or under shady trees tend to have a higher percentage of males, while nests baking under the hot sun tend to produce females. Where the egg is located in the nest may also decide its sex. Eggs in the center, where it's warmer, may turn out to be females, while those on the cooler outer edges of the nest may become males. Even the time of year can make a difference. In Costa Rica, eggs that hatched in December and January during the cooler, rainy season were mostly males, while eggs laid in April and November turned out mostly female. How can you tell the sex of a sea turtle? It's not easy. It's not until they mature that you can tell the difference, when the claws and tails of males grow significantly longer than those of females. So above, male turtles have long tails. Female turtles have short ones. Opposite, a newborn hawksbill turtle escapes to the sea. So back to Mom. Her heavy top shell presses the thinner bottom shell against her lungs, making it hard for her to breathe. Her struggle can be heard in her short, puffy snorts. She labors up the beach beyond the high tide line, past where seawater could kill her developing eggs. Once she chooses a suitable spot, she begins to dig. She uses all her flippers to make a depression large enough to cradle her body. Then she uses her back flippers to scoop out the sand and make a bottle-shaped hole. She drops several slippery eggs into the hole, rests briefly, and continues. In the space of an hour, she deposits about 115 leathery eggs the size of ping pong balls into the nest. Then she uses her hind flippers to fill in the hole. She carefully packs the sand with her rear flippers, and finally she shovels sand loosely all around with her front flippers in order to hide the nest from predators. The exhaustion of laying more than 100 eggs seems to show on the face of this mother sea turtle. Opposite, the female scoops out a nest for her eggs. So this is page 23 where you were looking for fact and opinion. So on page 23 and 25, you look for 2 facts and 2 opinions. Exhausted from the effort, she slowly creeps back down the beach and slides into the sea. She might return in another 15 days to lay another clutch of eggs within a few hundred yards of where she had laid tonight's nest. Then she might not return for several years. Researchers don't know how sea turtles find their way back to the same beaches where they hatched as long as 50 years before. They believe that they may follow cues such as smells, ocean currents, Earth's magnetic field, or the sound of the surf on the beach. Other scientists think perhaps first-time mothers follow experienced females to their favorite nesting sites. So did you hear any words that would show opinions? What clue words? Over in this paragraph, there's a couple of them. Above. How sea turtles return to where they were born is still something of a mystery. Opposite. A mother sea turtle returning to the sea after laying her eggs. So, answering the 3 questions. What is factual about that statement? What is an opinion in number 1? Find 2 facts and 2 opinions on the pages 23 and 25. And then the last paragraph on page 25, find the signal words that show that the paragraph is largely the opinion of researchers. And what are those words? What are those clue words? Please take a picture of your answers and put them on Seesaw or email. Thanks for your hard work, gang.